Today, we're doing the European flag tier list. Gonna rank all of the flags from an S tier, which is very nice, creative, and satisfactory for the eyes to look at, to an F, which is just ugly. And that's about it. I'm not really gonna edit too much. Just gonna spill out my thoughts, and feel free to write all the hate in the comments, because it might be controversial. I don't know. But I'm going to try and make a case. So let's start off by grouping a bunch of them together because a lot of them look very similar, and that is all the tricolors. Now in this category, we find the classic ones like France and the Netherlands and Italy and Hungary and Ireland. And hear me out. The flags, these flags here, they look pretty good. There's nothing wrong with them. But they're pretty boring. Or they're like, right? There's not much creativity there. I mean, it's the most basic kind of flag. It's just 3 colors in 3 horizontal lines, or vertical ones. So there's not much creativity that's gone into this. The only creative thing here is to come up with whatever the color is supposed to mean on the different flags. So I don't feel like they deserve to be anywhere above C, to be completely honest. But I also feel like maybe the very classic ones, like France, could almost make a case for B tier just due to how iconic they are. But let's drag them up here. So we have, how many are there? A lot of them. Let's see, the Netherlands is there, Germany and Belgium, Bulgaria, let's see, Romania, and that seems to be all of them. No, wait, Lithuania is there as well. Yeah, so they're kind of boring. I'm gonna put them in the kind of boring category, but I'm going to rank them so that at least you'll see which order I will place them. So, Lithuania, unpopular opinion, but I like it the most because the shades of yellow-green are less common than the others. It actually looks kind of cool. I'm gonna put Russia above the Netherlands. I think the color, just literally the order of the color looks better. Unpopular opinion, but the French flag is pretty boring. I think the German colors and the Belgian colors look pretty cool though. Might like Germany a little more. I think Bulgaria, pretty nice. Romania is not too bad. I like the brighter blue on Luxembourg. And, I mean, I generally like both the Hungarian and the Italian flags. They look pretty good as well. What should we have left? We have France and Ireland. Ireland is pretty goated. I think something like this. I know having French at the bottom would make a lot of people upset. It's the original. I don't care. It's boring. We've seen it everywhere. It's the most common colors on flags in just a basic order. Like half the world, I mean not half the world, a very solid chunk of the world have these 3 colors. So those are pretty boring. Anyways, let's move over to the next ones, which are the very boring ones, which are basically the tricolors, except there's only 2 colors. Oh shoot, we forgot Estonia. I actually really like Estonia. I think I might place it up here. It has the most unique, it has black. Yeah, I'm gonna put it here, up next to Lithuania. But yeah, we have the 3 bands but 2 colors. I think I got all of them. I think these are the ones. And yeah, these are pretty boring. It's Latvia and Austria. I don't think, the thing is that F tier, if it's gonna end up in F tier, it has to be ugly, straight up ugly. And they're not ugly, they're just very boring. I'm gonna put them here in the very boring category. I like the darker red on Lithuania and the fact that the middle stripe is a bit thinner for some variation. I'm gonna put that on top. And then we have, I guess, technically it should be very, very, very boring underneath the D tier, because we also find the other 2 colored flags, which are Poland, Monaco, and Ukraine. So these flags also have 2 colors, but it's actually just 2 bands, which is even worse than Austria and Latvia. Now, I know that there's a war going on in Ukraine and everyone want to pity them and stuff. But I don't really like the Ukrainian flag. I don't think the blue and yellow is the best color combination, at least not when it's just two bands like this. Like, I don't think the flag looks that good, gonna be honest. I just don't really like it that much. I feel maybe ugly should be made over to very, very ugly, but I'm gonna give Poland and Monaco some favor by saying that at least white and red looks fine together. It's still boring as hell, but it looks alright. And I'm gonna put this one above the other one. I actually forgotten which one is Poland and which one is Monaco, but this one has a more vibrant red color. I think it might be Monaco, but I don't remember for sure. Anyways, now we got all the boring flags out of the way in record time, 6 minutes. Now we actually have the interesting stuff, which are the ones with the sigils and the weird shapes. I don't really know which order to start, but I guess we can actually take the Scandinavian, the Nordics, up here, because they have similar looking flags. Now, I think that the cross looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie. Now, it would be very biased to put stuff like Norway and Iceland in S tier, because I'm from Norway. But it looks pretty goated. I actually really like these flags. I'm gonna put Norway in in A tier, just because I'm not gonna be biased. But I think Iceland, and I also like Iceland more, but I really like the 3 colors on the cross flags. I think that looks pretty good. However, for the remaining 3, I think they're decent. Like, I think maybe Denmark can go almost into the kind of boring category, but at the same time, actually, I'm gonna put Denmark pretty low here because of the very standard colors. I'm not really sure where to put them. I feel like there should be more categories. But I don't think the cross is enough to save it. I actually find the Danish flag kind of boring. However, I do kind of like both the Finnish and Swedish flags. I do like the colors on these two a bit more. So maybe I'll put the Finnish one, because white and blue are common colors. Put it on top of C tier. But I do think the Swedish yellow and blue, less traditional color combination. And I think it looks pretty decent. Nah, actually, you know what? Changed my mind. Top of C tier. I'm showing no mercy here. Now we're getting more and more into the juice. Now, technically, these are not the same Scandinavian crosses, but we have the Union Jack. I'm not gonna lie, the Union Jack is pretty goated. Looks pretty cool. Represents something. Classic symbol. I think it's up here in the S category. Like, you gotta say what you want about the British, but they have a pretty dope flag. And we also have Greece. I think Greece is pretty good as well. I like Greece. I'm not sure if it's quite worthy of S tier, but it's definitely a high A tier to me. More than Norway, but that's probably because I'm just tired of seeing the Norwegian flag. I don't know. And the final, is this the final cross? Yeah, this is the final cross. We have Switzerland. Now, Switzerland is kind of cool, but like, is it really? I think it's cooler than Denmark, but it's just like a elf symbol, plus symbol. Not too interesting. It's getting kind of hard to rank these now, because I think all of these are pretty cool. Some of them, at least. Okay, Spain. I think Spain is pretty goated. I'm almost daring to put them... I'm gonna put them in high A tier, and the reason is because the sigil, their coat of arms is on it, which I really like. I love when countries put coat of arms on, because it adds an extra amount of detail. But on the Spanish flag, it's very, very small. It's tiny. You can hardly see what's on it. But it still looks cool. And then we also have Andorra. Now, Andorra's flag is it's bigger, so it would be fair to put it above Spain, I suppose. But I don't really know why. I don't have anything too much to... I'm not sure if it is the Romanian colors that is a bit of a throw-off for me. But these two, both Moldova and Andorra, they're just kind of... They're good, but like, I don't have any special feelings towards them. Albania, I actually like Albania's eagles quite a lot. I know it's a basic flag, it's black on red, but sometimes simple is elegant, and I think it's pretty elegant. But Montenegro, even though this flag seems to be missing a bit of the golden lines, is even better. Almost, I actually want to put it in bottom 8 here. What else do we have? Portugal, I think Portugal's flag is actually... The thing is, should I have the standard for S tier that high? I feel like Portugal's flag is pretty solid. I really like the sigil. Green and red is less traditional, a little less traditional, at least for European countries. Yeah, I think it's pretty, A tier. I don't think I like it that much. And then we have 3 flags that look very similar to one another. No, actually we have 4 flags, and that's the, essentially, Yugoslavia. Now these flags look pretty alright. B tier for sure. My problem with these flags is that even with the sigil, even with the coat of arms, they basically only have the most traditional colors, like red, white, and blue. That's like all there is on these flags. So there's not too much there. However, I think Serbia has the best one, followed by Croatia. And then I actually kind of like Slovenia a little bit more because... No, actually, Slovenia is the smallest. You can hardly see it on there. But I'm not the biggest fan of this shield design here, but it works. And we're getting close to the end now. Kosovo. I actually really like the idea of having the map on the flag. Before people come at me and say Kosovo is not a country, I didn't make the tier list. Or I just found it online. I'll put it on there. And then we have a couple of... You can take like the dual colored ones with the sigils. So we have Liechtenstein, which honestly, I mean, even with the crown on it, you can hardly see. I mean, it's small in the corner. I don't think it's that good. I actually want to put it almost... I don't know. I don't really care too much about it. Belarus, I think Belarus is up here. I actually think this sort of carpet looking design on the side here is pretty dope. And I also really like the Bosnian flag. It's an interesting thing with a triangle in the middle instead of on one of the sides and all the stars on it. I think that's pretty cool. I think I might actually like it a bit more than Belarus. Is it Belarus or Belarus? I don't know. And then we have the Vatican and Malta and San Marino. I actually really like the San Marino flag. I really love the brighter blue color. And also the sigil is pretty cool as well. And it's big, it's in front. And the Vatican too. Pretty dope. Like, with the big sigil and the white and yellow. Like, that's pretty cool stuff. Malta though, I'll put down here. I'll actually put it below Liechtenstein. Traditional colors and barely a sigil just in the corner. Nothing too special. Leaving us with 3 final flags. Macedonia. I think Macedonia is low A tier. It kind of reminds me of like the old Japanese flag, which I like quite a lot. I like the kind of sun design here. It's somewhat basic, but it's very sleek. Czechia, I think, is either high C tier or low B tier. Like, it's definitely somewhat boring. Many countries on other continents have done this triangular thing way better. I actually might want to put it even below some of the tricolors, to be honest. It's not that exciting, to be honest. I'll put it like above the basic tricolors with the same colors, but below the rest. And finally, Turkey, which, is it Europe? Is it not Europe? A lot of people say it isn't. It is technically like 5% European. I mean, the Turkish flag is not bad. I'll put it like here. Like, it's cool with the crescent. I think the crescent design is quite nice. But it's sort of the most basic form of the crescent. It's literally just a white crescent on a red background. So there we have it. The most controversial tier list you've probably ever seen. Fight me in the comments. If I spent like an hour evaluating everything and putting up proper standards, it could have probably looked a bit different. But I literally spent 15 minutes on this, so I don't blame me too much. But yeah, that's the European tier list. Which continent do you want to see me do next? Goodbye.